There's a group of people who learned money in two completely different worlds. They remember when cash was physical, when you waited in line at the bank, when you couldn't check your balance instantly. But they also watched online banking appear, credit explode, investing apps arrive, and the entire financial system become digital almost overnight. If you were born roughly between the late 70s and mid-80s, you lived through that shift. And that experience quietly shaped something powerful, your money psychology. Today, we're talking about why Xennials often developed a sharper relationship with money, not because they were smarter, but because of when they learned. And if you want to understand money at a deeper level, the psychology behind it, not just the tactics, subscribe to Invest Legacy and like the video. That simple action tells us to keep creating content that actually helps people take control of their future. Because this channel exists for one reason, to help you think better about money. Xennials grew up in a financial world with friction. You couldn't tap your phone and spend. You couldn't open 5 accounts in 10 minutes. You couldn't hide purchases inside endless subscriptions. Spending was visible. Saving was intentional. Waiting was normal. That friction created awareness. You felt money leaving. And when you feel money leaving, you behave differently. Then something dramatic happened. The system changed fast. Cards replaced cash. Online shopping removed effort. Debt became easier. Access became instant. And Xennials were young adults when this shift happened. That timing matters because the habits you build in your teens and early 20s often become your default financial behavior for life. They learned restraint first, convenience second. That order is powerful. Here's something people don't talk about enough. Convenience changes psychology more than income does. When money becomes invisible, decisions become emotional. You stop asking, "Can I afford this?" and start asking, "Do I want this?" That shift alone explains why many people struggle financially today. But Xennials remember the before. They remember counting, waiting, saving towards something specific. So even when convenience arrived, a layer of awareness stayed. Not perfect, but present. There's also another factor. Many Xennials entered adulthood around economic instability, layoffs, recessions, uncertainty. That experience leaves a mark. When you see how quickly stability can disappear, security becomes more important than status. You become less impressed by appearances, more focused on resilience, more cautious with risk, but also more intentional when you take it. That tension creates sharper decision-making. You don't assume things will always go up, but you also know adaptation is possible. And that combination is extremely valuable in investing. Xennials also experienced boredom, real boredom, which sounds unrelated to money, but it isn't. Boredom builds patience. Patience builds delayed gratification. Delayed gratification builds wealth. Before constant stimulation, waiting was part of life. You saved for things. You anticipated purchases. You didn't expect instant upgrades. Today, the financial battle is rarely knowledge, it's impulse. And generations that practiced waiting had an advantage, even if they didn't realize it. But this isn't about nostalgia. Modern tools are powerful. Investing is more accessible. Information is abundant. Opportunities are wider than ever. The lesson isn't the past was better. The lesson is sequence. Learn awareness before speed. Learn discipline before scale. Learn ownership before optimization. That's the pattern Xennials lived. And it produced a different relationship with money. Here's the paradox that defines this group. They understand analog value and digital leverage. They can be cautious without being closed, adaptive without being reckless, skeptical without missing opportunity. That balance is rare. Because money psychology isn't built from spreadsheets, it's built from experiences. What you saw, what you lacked, what surprised you, what scared you. Those moments shape behavior more than any financial advice ever will. At Invest Legacy, we believe this is one of the most important ideas people can understand. Wealth is behavioral before it is mathematical. The numbers matter, but the patterns matter more. Xennials developed patterns in an environment that forced awareness, then demanded adaptation. That combination created sharper instincts, not perfect ones, but useful ones. And here's why this matters to you, regardless of your age. You can borrow psychology from generations even if you didn't live their experience. You can recreate friction, you can slow decisions, you can make money visible again. You can practice waiting in a world built for speed. That's how you rebuild strong financial instincts. Not by rejecting modern tools, but by pairing them with older behaviors that protected people. Because the real advantage Xennials had wasn't timing, it was contrast. They saw before and after. And contrast creates awareness. Awareness creates better decisions. Better decisions, repeated, create wealth. Quietly, gradually, predictably. If you've ever felt caught between caution and opportunity, between saving and enjoying, between security and growth, that tension isn't a flaw, it's a signal. It means you're thinking. And thinking is where strong money psychology begins. The world will keep getting faster. Money will keep getting more invisible. Decisions will keep getting easier to make and easier to regret. Which means the real edge going forward isn't information, it's self-awareness. Understanding how you think about money, why you react the way you do, what experiences shaped your default behavior. That's the work that changes everything. If this perspective resonated with you, you'll probably connect with what we build here at Invest Legacy. We're not here to flood you with noise. We're here to give you ideas that shift how you see money permanently. Because once your psychology changes, your trajectory changes. And that's how legacies are built. Slow shifts, clear thinking, better decisions over time. I'll see you in the next one.